Let's dive in. What are we doing today? Today, we are completing our Sunday review. That's what we're doing. What is a Sunday review? The Sunday review is my system I created for analyzing my past week's self, essentially reflecting on what was done, the ideas I had, um, things that I worked on, maybe workouts I had, or things I just did. The goal of the Sunday review is to give yourself an idea of who you actually are during the week, not the perception of who you are or what you think you're doing, but what you're actually doing. Um, a lot of us believe we are more productive than we actually are, uh, myself included. That's why when you actually do a Sunday review and you look, what did I do in the past 7 days? You can see what you've actually done. You can put it down on paper, and from there, you can plan what you can do for the next week. So instead of being reactive and guessing about your productivity, your efficiency, your workflows, how much progress you're making, you can actually find that, figure it out, and then plan accordingly for the next week. So that's what I'm gonna do. Past week. I was in Greece. I was traveling and I was able to take a lot of notes. I took a ton of notes on the plane. I mean, 10 hours there, 10 hours back. I had a lot of time to reflect, work on my brand, work on my product. Um, I was able to work out a little bit. I'll be reviewing a couple of my workouts, how I felt. I actually planned out, that's part of the Sunday review today. I'm about to start my hybrid training. For the next 12 weeks. I'll be doing a 4-day circuit each week, and I'll also be incorporating some pickleball disc golf. So we'll talk about this today. Um, Before we dive too far into the weeds, I'm just going to prep you for what's about to happen. This is raw, unfiltered consciousness coming at you. I don't plan this. I simply just show you the actual system that I use and we get down and dirty into it because if you guys are going to be using this and you guys are going to be doing it, it's going to be different for every single person. So I want to tell you that it's okay if it's not perfect. What I give to you guys in the high motor reset or the Sunday review, if you guys just buy it standalone, this is a process that I have built over the course of 8, 9, 10 years. And it's different for every person. I'm just giving you the way that I do it so that maybe you have an idea or structure that you can kind of follow yourself. So don't feel bad if you're not, doing something perfect. Just roll with it. See what happens. So, all right, let's dive in. So essentially what I got here is I just have my phone for all the notes that I have, my notebook that I took notes in. A couple things that I printed off this week. I do have one sticky note. So what I do is I have my whiteboard here. It's where I kind of like write down ideas. And then I take sticky notes and I put them on my wall when I have random ideas. So I had one random idea last week, and it was Miro brand image news social products. If I remember correctly, I wanted to align all of my social medias in my brand and I wanted to see what they look like. And I use Miro as something kind of to copy, paste, put images into and kind of visualize my ideas. So that's one idea. We'll put that over here. But let's dive into the notebook and see what we got here. If you guys don't know, I use the bullet journal method. So the first page of every single one of my journals has an index, and I number my pages so that I can, well, don't have numbers here. I go to 100 and then I write the next 100. But number your pages if you do the bullet journal method. Helps a lot. My last Sunday review was on May 6th. I'm actually a little late because of my trip. But we went pretty deep in the weeds here. And now we're going to our next part here. So, what I do in my Sunday reviews is I pair I pair my Sunday review with ChatGPT. So I have a project tab. If you guys have ChatGPT, I'd highly recommend buying the pro version. Um, just it helps you get more responses. You have longer chats, way longer, like 100 times longer. You can input files. You can take pictures. You can customize pictures. The projects, you can analyze your whole entire memory. It can pull information from it. Highly recommend ChatGPT Pro. But I'm going to use it. I have a project for my personal physical and mental journey. And I have a coffee walks reflection portion of it, as well as a Sunday review. If you guys don't know what a coffee walk is, I've talked about this a lot. What I do every single day is I typically start my day with something called a coffee walk. You grab a coffee and you go for a walk. I put in headphones and I turn my voice memos on and I just start talking. I typically do it for about 20 to 30 minutes of just pure consciousness, how I'm feeling, what I'm struggling with, what projects I'm working on, my thoughts. Sometimes I go out there, I start talking about the world, what's going on in the world. And then afterwards, I copy that transcript and I throw it into ChatGPT and I say, analyze my thoughts. Look at the previous coffee walks that I've done and figure out where I'm at, what I'm working on, what I'm doing, and what themes you're pulling from this. And it kind of gives me a way to take all of my thoughts and ideas and encompass it into one place instead of trying to remember what I worked on or what I talked about or the idea I came up with, 2 weeks ago. It's all right here. So I'm going to go back in my coffee walks. And actually, one thing that I do is with voice memos, I will label them. I'll say coffee walk 5, 18. And that'll be my coffee walk. So what I do for my Sunday reviews is I take all of the coffee walks, put them all together into one Sunday review chat in ChatGPT, and then I add pictures of all the notes that I talked about. I'm going to do that with you guys here today. With that being said, let's go look at my voice notes and let's go copy and paste all of these. So I'll record my screen so when I actually edit this up, you guys can see what I'm doing. You can see all my coffee walks here. So essentially, I'll go back to, let's go to May. We'll go for the past week. And we're just going to copy and paste all of the coffee walks into one Sunday review. Okay. All right. So now the bottom of this. So we put a ton of information in here. It's going to update the saved memory. So then I'm going to say analyze all of my different coffee walks and voice memos from this past week. And then you can customize the way you prompt ChatGPT. I highly recommend you talk to it. So like, for example, I am doing a Sunday review, so I would like you to pull themes out of what I've been talking about, kind of give me a view of what I've done in the past week, kind of show me what struggles I had, what wins I had, frustrations, give me kind of a list of things that I'm working on, and just create a comprehensive review of what is going on in my life. Please feel free to add anything that you think is important, as I will be using this to not only review my own life and make changes in my own habits moving forward, but I also will be using this for pieces of content as well. So what I just did there is I gave extra content to ChatGPT that really hones it in. And I highly recommend you talk to ChatGPT. It works 10 times better than just typing into it. It's not Google. It understands how you feel if you tell it how you feel. So if you're like, man, I got to figure out how to make a chocolate cake, and you say into Google, I need to make a chocolate cake. It's going to pull up chocolate cake recipes. But if you go in ChatGPT and you talk to it and you say, hey, I need to make a chocolate cake because it is my daughter's birthday and she's turning 7, and I want it to be something that she'd really love and she could blow her candles out on. And I don't know how to make chocolate cake, and I've never baked in my life before. I don't even know what I would need to bake a chocolate cake. And then you put that in there, it's going to help you 10 times more because now it has the added context. So that's how you use ChatGPT. Highly recommend. If you guys have questions, throw them in the comments. I'll answer all of them. Okay, so you guys will see this. This is on the recording here. Here's a comprehensive Sunday review for the week of 5/20 through 5/26. So high level themes: returning hunger and creative drive. Boom. Okay. Now, this is a lot. So this is a huge prompt that you'd have to go through and you'd review. We're going to take some key themes here. So we have an action plan, we have key insights, top struggles, this week's wins, leverage. Okay, and then this is like the breakdown. Okay, so high level themes. Returning hunger and creative drive. Great. Dual identity tension, employee versus builder. So I have some identity conflict of me trying to build and as well working. Clarity of personal mission. I'm trying to define my purpose. Product and funnel development. I'm trying to develop a funnel. If you guys don't know, I built the High Meta Reset. It's for aspiring people who know that they can do more, but they just might not have the energy, the time, or the consistency that they need to be able to become the best version of themselves they can. And I kind of give you a foundation to build underneath you so that you can have the energy, you can build the consistency, and have the time to become the best version of you. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll link it below. Frustration and weak points, leverage overload versus focus. This week's wins, okay? So first paid product, made your first High Meta Reset sale, great. Captured some content. I'm setting some clear structure for my weekly content themes. I created a 12-page workout trainer for myself, which is awesome. And I'm creating some more discipline, and this is funny. You created internal creator discipline, one piece of content per day film, no matter how shitty it feels. Interesting. Top struggles: lack of systems follow through on the funnel. I don't have any UTM links, so tool gap, AI automation, visibility versus vulnerability, content bottleneck, competing priorities. Let's see, key insights. Your niche isn't just health, it's momentum. You're solving inconsistency, scattered identity, and lack of progress for builders and creators like you. That's the real pain. You don't need more offers, you need more signal. All right, so I need to create more content. Let's see. Greatest leverage right now is your volume through clarity. You're not burned out. You're just split. Give yourself one lane, one message, one offer. Ship daily. It's basically telling me I need to create more content. I'll be honest, I suck at that. If you guys have seen my YouTube channel or any of my social medias, you'll see content that is like spurts of content, and then it just stops for a while. So working on that. I'm trying to ship more. We'll see what I can do. Action plan. Okay, so focus on daily content. Edit my workflow. Funnel fixes, so UTM tracking, email follow-ups, AI icon experiment. I found a new AI tool that I may be using in the future called Icon. We'll check it out. Time block work versus distraction, and I had a flight task in here where I wanted to write out a blog, and then it gave me potential content pieces. So this is great. I'm going to pause the recording here. Essentially, what this just gave me is all of the themes that was going on in my head that I talked about, and condensed it, analyzed it, and gave me tools to be able to move forward. That's pretty cool. That's what ChatGPT does, or the way that I use it, that I think everybody should use it. So that's the first part of the Sunday review. Take all of the information you put into it in the past week, upload it into one ChatGPT box, have it analyze it. Now, next step is we need to figure out what physical things did we work on. So if you wrote down notes, ideas, so in my journal, I have 12 pages of stuff we worked on in the past week. So what you can do is one of two things. You can either take photos of each page and upload it in ChatGPT, which I would recommend, or you can just read it off as a voice memo and upload it. ChatGPT can't it can analyze pictures, but it messes up a little bit. So you have to give it additional context. Just like in a prompt, you can't just put a picture in there and just leave it with nothing. You have to explain, what is this? When was it created? Why was it created? What does it connect to? And then it can analyze the information then and give you a better response. It's kind of the same theme, same thing I'll keep preaching. This is how you use ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do now, like I said, this is raw. This is me actually doing my Sunday review with you guys. I'm going to take a picture of each one of these and I'm going to talk into ChatGPT. So I'll speed this up so you guys don't have to watch me, take like 20 pictures. So this is a lot. Like ChatGPT's analyzing a ton here. A lot. Oh, and we just crashed it. We just crashed ChatGPT while we were streaming it. That's wild. I've never done that before. Okay, so we just did a lot. I'll stop the recording here. That was basically a summary of all of the 30 pictures that I just put into ChatGPT. So I'm going to copy this transcript now, and I'm going to put it into ChatGPT. So I'll pull back up that screen recording. And I'm just going to say, here is a summary of all the pictures. Okay. This is ChatGPT. Okay. Now, under that, I'm going to talk to it. Please go back up and analyze every single picture and the contents of the pictures. Pull out, just like you did for the voice memos, any themes that you see. Add this context to the voice memo comprehensive review you did and update it. Make it even more detailed and do a comprehensive review of everything. This is the full Sunday review with everything that I have. Also, side note, I did have an idea about going on Miro and analyzing my brand images. So, kind of screenshotting every single one of my social medias, my newsletters, my product landing page, putting them all on Miro and analyzing what I have there and how they kind of coincide together. So, that's just one idea I had. Other than that, I felt really good about last week. I'm really excited that I got one sale on my high motor reset. I tried to deliver it with as much value as possible, packaged it up and sent it over. Gonna work on content for this week, but other than that, the workouts that I had were pretty solid. Just trying to think of other things, how I felt. I haven't been reading as much as I would like. I am focusing on, you guys see back here, blue ocean strategy. I'm trying to figure out how to become a blue ocean. I've been talking a lot about purple cow. It's a marketing term. You try to pop in a world of content. So I'm trying to focus on what is high motor resets, purple cow. Other than that, that was my last week. So analyze everything that's in this chat now and create that comprehensive review. So that's kind of how you talk to ChatGPT. Again, give context. Talk to it like you're talking to a person. All right, so now it's going to go back to the strategic. So the comprehensive, and I'll probably post this. I'll probably post this in my newsletter for my Sunday reviews. Inconsistency, rhythm, trust, emotional friction to system clarity, desire to build enduring leverage, blueprint builder mode. Now wins, outputs, and progress, key outputs this week, personal insights and belief shifts, system stack overview. Reminder, You're not just writing content, you're architecting a regenerative system built on rhythm, restoration, and earned confidence. You don't need 10 offers. You need one consistent message delivered relentlessly with clarity. You're already doing the thing. This is a season of proof of concept. That is the end of my Sunday review. It is everything that I've worked on, all of my thoughts, my ideas, my whole entire notebook for the past week, all condensed into one ChatGPT slide. Now I'm going to review that, and I am going to actually focus on what needs to be done and build upon it and schedule my week. So what I do from here is I would essentially build out my week. Now, I do have templates. This is an example of my week, okay? So Monday through Sunday, the times that I work, these are deep work sessions, chill, dinner, date nights, when I should go to bed, when I wake up, what times I go to the gym, driving, and then you can see there's like gaps around here. So this is extra time that I have in my day. Now, this isn't like something that you would live and die by. That's how you kind of create not sadness in a way, but you get very frustrated. If you become too militant and you don't have enough flow in your life, things become kind of gray and bland. So take this with a grain of salt. Honestly, all that should be in here is work, because work is a fixed time. And maybe your driving time as well. But then you can start to plan out what you do during the day. And what I would say is take a blank one and just record what you actually do. And then from there, you can use it in your Sunday review and you can say, oh, this is where I'm spending my time. This is when I'm typically going to the gym. This is when I have the most energy. And this all gives you insight into how to make a better week. That's the goal of the Sunday review. And that's what I did today. And now I'm going to use those insights to create momentum for the next week so that I can continue to compound my efforts and hopefully just become the best version of myself. Maybe I already am the best version of myself. And this is just me continuing to try to be the best version of myself day in and day out. But that's my Sunday review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll create a link below if you want to check out the high motor reset, as well as I'll include a energy link audit in the description to where you can see where your energy is going. If you like this, like, comment, share. If you do have questions about how I use ChatGPT or some things you're stuck on, put them in the comments. I'll answer every and all questions. Truly appreciate you guys sticking around to watch this stuff, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.